Hello everyone, it's Bon, and welcome back to my little space online. I've been away for a while. You can say that I had a brat summer. Can I still say that? I feel like people may have already moved on. But I'm a film photography enthusiast. We're okay with liking things, even if they are outdated. But seriously, I've been up to many visual arts shenanigans, and that includes trying new things. And like as what Brad Queen Mother Charlie XCX said, the camera flash on. Bump in that. Okay, cringe. But yeah, I took film photos with a flash on, which, as a millennial, was something sacrilegious growing up. I think there was a time in the 2000s to the mid 2010s when using the flash was a no-no because it can be quite unflattering. But apparently it has become trendy again. I get asked a lot if I use the flash or how to use the flash in my reusable film camera videos. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try an experiment with using the flash. So here we are. I would like to begin with a disclaimer that whatever I'll be showing in this video is just me, a mediocre film photography enthusiast, having fun with using the flash. And while I'll be showing some tips on how to use it, this isn't meant to teach you how to properly use one. I'm also going to be talking about the use of flash in casual settings, so no studio photo shoots with fanciest setups like diffusers or reflectors. I am not a professional. This is just film photography shenanigans. Okay? You're still with me? Good. Now let's have some fun. So when do I use the flash? Well, typically speaking, in low light situations, like if you're in dimly lit indoors, at dusk or dawn, at night, or just in plain darkness. However, there are also times when it's appropriate to use the flash outdoors in bright sunny conditions, like if your subject is in shadow or if your subject is backlit, as in there's a bright light source behind your subject. Unless you want to take silhouettes, then that's a totally different story. But I think that the flash isn't just a tool that you use to illuminate dark scenes that you want to capture. I think it's also a creative photography tool that you can use however you want. So there's a few types of flashes that you might encounter. Point and shoot and reusable film cameras tend to have these built-in flashes. Most of the time you can manually turn them on or off, but there are film cameras like the Olympus AF1 that have a fully automatic flash. It just fires whenever the camera thinks that there's not enough light. Like that. My current favorite point and shoot, the Fujifilm Class S, has a built-in flash that is bright and very reliable, I would say. And most of these point and shoot cameras will automatically set the settings of your camera into the best configuration, so you don't really have to think about them as much when taking a photo with a flash. Now, if you have an old SLR camera like the Contax S2 or a Leica M camera, then chances are your camera will not have a built-in flash. And for that, you can get external flashes. And there are various ones you can get, from very cheap to expensive ones. Lomography makes a few for their cameras, like this one I got with the Diana F+, but this will also work with any other camera that has a hot shoe. Or you can get something like this one, which is the Reflx Lab Simple Flash. Which costs a bit more, but it's still affordable, and I would say is a step above the plasticky ones. Full disclosure, Reflx Lab did send this to me for free in exchange for video content. However, this isn't a sponsored video, and whatever I say in here is truly based on my own experience. Also, this isn't really a review. I'm just gonna show you how to use it and what I was able to do with it. So, yeah. Just saying. They sent this to me in April this year, and I've been using it since then just to get a feel for it. And like I said, I am not really a flash person, so it did take me a couple of tries to be comfortable with it. But I was able to use it in a more intuitive sense than technical. It's basically a compact and portable flash that you can use with digital or film cameras with a hot shoe. Simply slide it in, turn it on, wait for the light to turn green, and it should fire the next time you take a photo. If your camera doesn't have a hot shoe like the Olympus Pen FT, look for a PC Sync input like this one. Because Reflx Lab provides a cord that you can use to connect this way. You can also use this to change the angle of the light hitting your subject, or if you want to channel those street photographers that flash people in the face. A few technical specs. The Reflx Lab Simple Flash is powered by 2 AAA batteries, and it comes with a diffuser and some color gels. Now, I haven't used these, but I have played with color gels in the past. And the diffuser is supposed to soften the light that comes from the flash. However, from my experience, the light coming from this flash is already soft to begin with, so I feel like I don't really need to use the diffuser at all. Okay, I know I said I won't get technical, but there are a few technical things that are important for you to know in order to use an external flash like the Reflx Lab Simple Flash. The first important thing to note is that your camera will have a flash sync limit for its shutter speed when using the flash. Typically, it's around 1/50th of a second, and it will usually be noted by a different color number or a red flash symbol on your shutter speed dial. However, this can be different in different cameras. Like my Contax S2's flash sync limit is at 1/125th of a second, so do check. Ideally, you want to set your shutter speed to the flash sync speed in order to get an image that is evenly lit. Any faster and you'll get this banding effect because of the shutter curtain casting shadows from the light of the flash. The second thing to note is finding the right aperture to use when using the flash. The Reflx Lab Simple Flash has this handy ISO to distance matrix on its back, which lets you pick which aperture to use depending on the ISO of the film you're using and how far you are from your subject. For example, if you're using an ISO 400 film and your subject is about 3 meters away, then this matrix recommends using an aperture of 4.8. So I'd pick the lower one closest to that on my lens, which is 4.0. The Simple Flash also has a toggle to use it on full or half strength mode, which are accounted for in this matrix. Whew! Okay, now that we got that technical stuff out of the way, let's go take a look at some of my sample photos, shall we? For these images, I used the Reflx Lab Simple Flash on my Leica M6 with a roll of Reflx Lab 800 tungsten that I rated at ISO 500. As you can see, the light from this flash is pretty pleasing, like it's not harsh at all and doesn't give you that overly bright spotlight effect that you can sometimes get when using a flash. It's almost like it's already diffused. Here's an example where I used the flash versus not. Obviously, my friend wasn't properly illuminated without the flash, but then, while the flash evenly lights her up, the light coming directly from her lower front isn't flattering at all. And this is where using the flash with a PC Sync connector cable can come in handy, because then you can change the angle of where the light is coming from. Like on this shot, I placed the flash slightly to my left. Here's a few more samples I took using my Contax S2 and Fujifilm Xperia Extra 400. Rest in peace. So yeah, I think this compact flash is pretty neat. I haven't used it for street photography though, because I am still conflicted with using the flash while taking photos of strangers in the street, because it does feel a lot more intrusive. But I have tried street photography with the flash before, just using my Fujifilm Class S with the built-in flash. I used it during Pride this year, mostly when I had the consent of the people that I was photographing, and when I didn't, I tried to shoot from the side and not directly at people's faces, or far enough that it's no longer intrusive. Anyways, I think so far I've mostly shown how to use the flash to illuminate a scene, but there are definitely a lot more ways to use it in a more creative way. One way I use the flash creatively is to use it with a slow shutter speed during parties. I was recently at a friend's wedding and decided to take photos of the dance floor during the reception. For these, I used my Fujifilm X106 with the flash on, shutter speed between 1/8 or 1/15 of a second, and both ISO and aperture on auto. These are all straight out of camera JPEGs, by the way, so let me know if you're interested in my Fuji recipes. Now, admittedly, I've only done this on digital because it can be pretty hit or miss, and film is expensive, so yeah. But I'd like to try it on film someday, so if you're having a party, invite me, then maybe I'll take some photos. But don't invite me just because you want me to take photos, cause no. Don't invite your photography friends to your party just because you want them to take photos of you, okay? That's not cool. But yeah, I hope you learned something new or found this video entertaining enough. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and maybe share it to someone that you think will enjoy it too. It really helps the channel grow and gives me much external validation. Encouragement, yeah. And of course, thank you to Reflx Lab who supports my small channel by sending me cool stuff to play with and make content with. Again, this video isn't sponsored, but do check them out. I do like their offerings. So yeah. I also would like to mention that most of the photos that I've shown in this video were developed and scanned by Grey Nation here in Toronto. Not sponsored, but they do give me a free subscription to their nerd program. But I've always been very happy with their service and results. So if you're in the area and you're looking for a film lab to go to, go check them out. Lastly, we recently reached 10,000 subs! Yay! To be honest, I really didn't think that would be possible. I've been so inconsistent with uploading here, and also 10,000 people really want to watch this? But yeah, seriously speaking, thank you so much to all of you who are tuning in, and please continue to do so because I will be uploading more content soon. But yeah, I'll see you all again in the next one. Cheers.